iFILM, London. iFILM, London.
This is Kugan Cassius for iFILM London. We're at the Liverpool Hilton here for the press conference between Danny McIntosh and Tony Bellew. No Danny McIntosh, but with just a Big Mac. With me, I've got the man responsible for all this, or partly responsible, along with Eddie Hearn, for the Big Bang this Friday. Disappointing that Danny McIntosh hasn't turned up here?
Immensely, yeah. We was really looking forward to the final press conference, head to head. You know, both fighters juiced up, ready to go. We were expecting some fireworks. No show.
Can we just put this down to that he did have traffic problems and couldn't get here, or is that a bit naive to think that?
You think how you think. You know, I get a text message telling me that he's had some problems in getting up here, and that's about it really. It was the press conference was 12:30 for 1 o'clock start. I get a text message at 7 minutes past 12 telling me that he's not coming, or he's having difficulties. We've hung on. His trainer was trying to get up here, but you know, because he'd been waiting on Norwich last night. Dom were hanging on for him and trying to get up here. Just too late, too much of a delay, keeping everybody waiting. Bit of a nightmare.
Since you announced this show, obviously, when you previously announced that there was no TV deal with Sky, there was no link up with Matchroom. Now this has all come aboard, so this has all set up a quite a mouth-watering clash on Friday, and everyone's looking forward to it. Everyone's been tweeting about it, and you know, and they're generally looking forward to two punchers getting into the ring and having a brawl. So, yeah,
I think it's going to be exciting. I mean, the reason why we bid for it was because looking at it on paper, McIntosh and Bellew, you got fireworks. You know, both guys can punch. Danny can punch. You know, Bellew can punch. We know that. And the thing is with McIntosh is that it brings that unpredictability of the Ingle style. You don't know where punches are coming from. You know, even if he doesn't throw a full-on bomb, just the fact that you don't see it, it can register. You know, he can punch. He's a live wire in this fight. Let's not make no bones about it. But Tony's expecting to go out there and blast him out. I think it's going to be a good tear-up while it lasts. Me personally, I think 5-6 rounds. That's what I think it'll go. But I think we're going to have some excitement in those 5 or 6 rounds.
Jason Cook's not now on the bill, being replaced by Darren R&B Hamilton. Yeah. Should be a great bout as well.
It's not a bad last-minute replacement, is it?
No, it's quite good.
He's Spencer Fearon, he loves the game. You know, he loves to chat. He rates his man very, very highly. So so he wouldn't have took this fight unless he thought it was going to beat, you know, John Watson. We've made the fight. It's quite easy to make because, you know, again, you know, myself and Eddie are friends. We get on well. We can make matches. Myself and Spencer Fearon are friends. We can make matches. You know, the fight got made.
Well, Dave, how good is it when you can work with promoters like Spencer and work with people like Eddie, and you're not, you know, you're rivals in a certain sense because you're promoters promoting your own thing.
It's a friendly rival. It's not really rivals as such. It's competition. You know, a bit of banter, a bit of competition. You know, where we're all young. You know, we're all coming through. Please God, we're all in this for a number of years. You know, for a long time to go. And so there's going to be a lot of matches made between us all. And hopefully they're all good.
Can you tell us about some of the other bouts that are going to be on the undercard involving the fighters, including Matty Clarkson?
Yeah, I'm really excited about the Matty Clarkson against Jeff Evans fight. Gary Lockett, great trainer, one of the best up-and-coming trainers there are now. When I rang him up and I rang him up for the match, he actually said to me, he says, "It's ambitious matchmaking, isn't it, Dave?" I was like, "Yeah, I rate my kid. I think if you rate your kids, let them have real fights. You know, that's what the game needs. It needs real fights, and fighters only progress if they have real fights. You know, so it is a 50-50 fight. Jeff Evans possibly on papers slightly, you know, the favourite, but I believe in Matty Clarkson, and I think that, you know, that he wins the fight. And listen, you can never predict, and you can never be sure. If he was to get beat, so what? I bring him back, and he learns, and he becomes a better fighter for having a fight against somebody like Jeff Evans rather than having a fight against a guy that's won a few and lost a lot.
there was a question on Twitter earlier that come through to us to ask you whether you do your hoodies in a pink. So that I can't remember who tweeted that, but that was a genuine question.
We will be doing them in pink if we get demand. At the moment, the blues are selling really, really well. Even you're getting a lot of women wearing the blues as well as men. But yeah, we might end up doing like a baby pink. I don't know, a subtle pink. We might end up doing. Let's see if we get enough demand for it. We will do.
You seem like you're partial to a bit of pink.
I've got a couple of pink items in my wardrobe. I'm not fussed. I'm going to get married next year. I've got 2 kids. I'm quite happy with my sexuality. I don't mind wearing a bit of pink.
All right, Dave Coldwell. Listen, thank you very much for talking to iFILM London. I'll be back up Friday. Coldwell Boxing. I know I'm talking to no one behind there, but Coldwell Boxing is just it's moving from strength to strength. So
I mean, listen, I couldn't do it without my business partner Spencer Fern. You know, he's come on board. You know, I'm now able to push on rather than just keep doing the little shows. You know, I'm able to push on, and we're just going from strength to strength. You know, he's a fantastic man, and he's a fantastic businessman, and he's a good friend of mine. And together we make a really good team. And together, I think, you know, we're going to do some really good things. You know, this is without doubt our biggest event, but it's not going to be the biggest event that we ever do. You know, there's going to be a lot more coming out there, and one day, please God, we get TV. You know, that's the thing. If we can get television, then we'll keep on putting on good matches. Like I said, we've got great relationships with other promoters, so we can make good matches. You know, and you know. Happy days for boxing and boxing fans. I think as a fan myself, you know, you need to go. I went to Hatton shows and I sat there, watched Derry's fight with Crawler, Matty Askins against Dickinson. Really enjoyed it. Great fights. You know, entertaining, even money fights. That's what we need.
I think just finally, this when a fan is coming to watch a fight, there could be a very decent like headliner, but they also want to get there early for when doors open. They want to see a stacked undercard full of second tier fights. Well,
for Friday, I mean, you know, Watson Hamilton is a good fight. You don't know who's going to win that fight. You know, Mike Clarkson Evans, you don't know who's going to win that fight. I've got Mark Thompson back after 2 years, big punching welterweight. You know, I'm really excited about having him. He's fighting Martin Welsh again from Spencer Fearon's place. He comes to win. That's going to be a good fight. Somebody that's been out for 2 years, you'd put him in against a guy that just comes, hold his hands up, tuck up, and that's it. But I'm not doing that. You know. And then we've got some good prospects on the bill, like Jose Burton, who I really am excited to have signed, and Scotty Cardle from Matchroom. So you know, we've got some good prospects. Nick Quigley coming back. You know, it's a stacked undercard.
All right, you're going to be mobbed when you go in there from all the other press. It's come to iFILM London first, so
thanks for having me.
Thank you very much. And Sugar Rat is calling whenever you're ready.
It's all down to Mr. Norcross, isn't it?
Well, no, Mickey Norcross generally is. When people say treat your house as my home and all that, with Mickey Norcross, that's generally what he means.
Well, let's get this show out of the way, and then we'll be straight down to Sugar Rat, if that's all right.
That is all right. Right, Dave Coldwell, thank you very much for talking to us, and we'll catch up with you soon.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Nice one.
iFILM London. iFILM London.